There we go. There we go. Everything's working. Hooray. And there's audio, so that's good. And shit, I forgot what I was doing. Docs. Jokes. Hooray! Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you're all well. If you're on my stream, if you're not on my stream, hello. If you jump in the channel, I will give you a big old fond hello. If you don't jump in the channel, I honestly do not flipping care. See how I didn't say a bad word there? But I don't. You don't have to. It's Saturday. You can go off and get infected trying to drink in a pub if you want. It's up to you. Right, so I've cleaned out my day's templates. So this should just leave me this. I can turn off my show redirectors. And I'm going to my test room. And the test room is obviously what it says on the tin. It's a room where I go to make sure things are working the way that they should. So I'm going to basically start deleting things so they're out of the way. It's a point light as well. Don't need that at the minute. That. Now, some of you may recognise the game system that I use to make things work. Rather than basically doing all the hard work myself, which is dead hard and would make me cry, I do, or did, or have used the HE kit as well, which is made by, I can't remember the lady's name, which is a very talented person anyway. That became free on the Epic Store. I think it's part of the permanently free collection. I've seen people use it, but they don't really seem to use it very well, so it might be worth looking into if you want to make a horror game. It's more geared towards shooters, to be honest, but I don't mind. I'm working on this and it's going okay. So I'm going to save what I'm doing anyway, which is test room. And there's obviously a light in here that isn't dynamic. There, now it is. If I make it dynamic, I don't need to build lights. And as I'm not using anything except dynamic lighting on the island because it's so goddamn big, it seems silly not to here. Now, if I go to my... I always make that noise, by the way, don't worry about it. Blueprints, usable assets, inventory. And in my inventory, this diesel tank was supposed to be usable, but I'll click play and it'll load Oculus up in the bottom here because it always loads Oculus up. I wish it gave me the option to not load Oculus up. There you go. Right, so there's the fuel tank, and it should be that I can, use the fuel tank, but it doesn't let me, which is somewhat confusing. Because I've spent a while working on that, and it's a bit bloody aggravating. Let's try this one. So my view is that something's going to be Pete Tong if that's happening, because obviously that is supposed to work. Now here's dummy object 1. Dummy object 1 does work. If I just go and have a look at it, it should let me see. Look at this piece of paper with some crap written on it, and I can do that. And if I go to my inventory, we can see there is paper. Okay. However, dummy object 1 isn't really very much use for me at the minute because it doesn't have any stuff on it that I need. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to, as is the way with game developers, take this thing and mould it to what I want. So, first things first, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to call it interactive object 1 because that's what it's going to be. Okay, and then I'm going to take a copy of my interactive object and I am going to put it in a different window. So, forget the lighthouse, blueprints, new folder, usable, and here it is here, interactive object 1, so I'll leave it here. and then I can just close my content browser 2 and instead go to my lighthouse, blueprints, and did I just call it inspectable items? This seems unlikely. I've already got a folder that says inspectable though, let's have a look at it. I don't think this one was inspectable. No. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, never mind. I had it in the wrong bloody folder all along. Okay. Now that was only marginally unuseful. Let's see if I can put it down again afterwards as well. I should be able to. Yeah. Good. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's put this here. This is inventory master. You see, this is what happens, and this is why I've got like books and books and books. Okay. Well, not books and books, pages and pages and pages of stuff that tells me what I'm doing. Otherwise, this happens. It's unusable. Here we go. Don't need that now. For God's sakes. Right, inspectable items. So these are fine. Inspect item. Let's put it there. I should be able to inspect it now. Yeah. Okay. So good. Master. Let's just check master works as well because these are what I'm going to be working on. Yep, good. Okay. The ability to pick that up, important, I can't, to be honest. So there we go. Right, now I want to take my inventory master object and I want to duplicate it, okay, as a kind of a base class. So inventory master, I'm going to call it base pickup item, like that. Save. And for this, I think I'm going to go to Window, and I want my content browser 2 because I want to do some experiments. So I'm going to put my content browser 2 over here for the moment, so it's out of the way. And my base pickup item here, I'm going to duplicate, need as many as possible, and pop that down. Right, now if I open it, there's a lot to look at here in this. So I have my inspection settings here, and if I compare them to fuel 1, okay, which is right, I can pick up, there it is. Now you'll notice that it says over here inspecting for all these things. They're not actually ticked on either of these, which I did find a bit confusing, but I think it's to do with the nature of this. Now, test object, a viewport, base pickup item 1 self, and you'll notice here we've got mesh settings and an icon. So for the mesh settings for this is my base pickup item 1, so I'm just going to restart it. Let's start from scratch here, and let's say we need to go and pick up a piece of piping to fix something. Okay, that's as good a place to start as any. So I will go into my, I know I've got a pipe in mega scans, 3D assets, and let's see what we've got. This is slow, it's not a tutorial, don't expect me to be, hello 3 people by the way, I can see you there, I don't know who you are, so I'm saying hello in general. Okay, I've got all jars. Yeah, this bottle will do. Let's just say we've been given we've got to go and find this bottle. Okay, so I'm going to move my bottle to here, and this becomes a bottle. For the inventory here, I'll have to change the icon later. Storage type, just standalone. We have 1, and it's interactable. Sounds reasonable to me. Okay, there should be some other things here, like the inspection animation and stuff, and here we are. So object, item name, an old bottle of rum. And then under this, I'm going to put This is a like a very old bottle of rum. I didn't. Alcohol is not allowed in the lighthouse. I wonder where it came from. Well, it was from the village. There you go. Bye bye, two people that logged in and vanished again. See you later. Okay, so we've got all these take buttons and read buttons and stuff. So take, look at, zoom, all that kind of thing. Okay, so inventory things. So storage type, standalone, number of them to take, 1, pick up, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's go through this, just make sure we've got everything that I need to know. I don't know if there's any tags. Doesn't seem to be. And where it says test object here, it's obviously already changed everything for me, except for this one, which is the wrong match. I'll stick that in anyway, just in case it needs it. There we go. Physics. Parent socket doesn't need one. Variable name. So, presumably for the variable name, I can use bottle of rum. Okay, and if I compile and save that, base item pickup 1, so it's already down there, we'll replace it. No. This way. Right, so let's put a cube like that. Put the rum on it. See if there's anything actually here. There appears to be. Let's bring it out so it's not quite stuck through the bottom there. A canister of diesel. Okay, well, it's kind of working. So I'll just choose a start there. Right. So I can take it, but it's not a canister of diesel. Okay, so base pickup item. So what I mean, by the way, about this not really being very well made, in that it's not documented. This sometimes happens. You get something and you're like, oh great, now I'm going to document it all myself. Okay, like the item name and information is here, but it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference on it. So, see if there's anything under the. No, there's nothing under interaction. Under read, it just says read. Under take, it just says take. And the bottle of rum. I put bottle of rum as the variable name. I'm not going to adjust any of these because I know that they tend to just ruin everything if you do. It just absolutely destroys things. Inspection actor. So we're just going to go through all the actors basically and try and work out which one does what. Okay, inspection settings. See, there's a thing here. Begin inspection. No. Oh, hang on. Variables, components. Let's see what this is. Bottle of rum. Right. So, not really a lot in here that can go off, is there? Mesh inspection, inventory settings, inspection settings. Ah, well, that's it. I'm not sure why it has it in 2 different places. Okay. Thought that was something like God. Okay, so compile and save. I'm going to check I've got the right texture on this as well, because I noticed I've got a bottle of rum. Yeah, but I've got that. Interestingly, the texture that's appearing down here, you see, isn't the right one. I'm not sure what it thinks it's doing there. Let's come back a little bit. Although it does this all the time, so I'm not too concerned. I'm just going to go to my base bit up on that. I'll probably have it at the top here as well. When it doesn't, Jesus. There. Right, next, inventory icon tool trial. So I'm going to go here, and this is all in a folder called, what is this folder's called? Textures HUD. Right, so this is 1024 by 1024 and a picture of some oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a picture of old rum. Okay, so I notice it's also obviously PNG because it's got what do you call it? It's clear at the back of all these. So I want to go back to where I was. Unsurprisingly, no one's watching the stream now because it's just full of me suffering. Or Chris. So let's go to lighthouse, blueprints, inspectables. That's what we're doing now. HUD items, new folder. HUD images. Down to that there Photoshop. While you're in that there Photoshop, I'm going to get myself a nice picture leak. Of an ancient bottle of rum. Actually, I can just take a rendering probably of this one. I'm thinking of it. So. Yeah, this looks kind of suitable. So what I'm going to do is go back to my game engine, and if I go to my Goooo gear, whatever it is, so here, okay, and maketh it big. Okay, now I should be able to use this, I hope. Okay, let's have to put it, make it a little bit easier for me. I'll keep it yet. Okay, and I'm just going to hit print screen because I'm lazy. There. Yeah. God, the key is completely faded. Okay, now I'll go over here, create new. No. Create new asset. Ten 24 by 1024. Pixels. Copy it. And Control V. Okay, well that's not doing much of it. It's supposed to be grabbing a picture of that. Will I not press the print screen button? Like that. There, that's that one. Right, so this is here now, in the middle. I'll use my wand tool just to select things what needs selecting. Okay, I'll use my eraser tool and deselect everything else. Okay, now I'm thinking it would not be a bad idea to get a style sorted out for this. okay, for items that are basically a part of the inventory. So we can see what it is there, but perhaps it'd be a nice idea as well at the top to have an interface. So what I'm going to do, once I've finished picking off this piece of food that's stuck to my top, is make a new layer. Now that looks okay to me where it is, so I am going to just use a very simple mask here and bring that on the top, like that, and just a nice light grey perhaps. Fill that in. And deselect it. As you can see, I'm using a cracking brush, which probably isn't ideal, but it is a good brush if you're talking about rum. And I use my hard round. As you can see, it's a little bit big. Make it teeny really small. I'm just going to put that across there. So again, I'm going to make a new layer. Start it here. Hold down Shift and go straight across. I'm going to change the opacity on that to about 70, I think. So slightly opaque. Nice. Okay, and next I'm going to put a font in. So text. And I want to get it as centre as I can. So down there. Middle. Okay. Now, I'm not seeing any text in here, which is a bit concerning. So it's probably because it's far too big. There we go. I need to get it where it's the right size. There we go. Ancient bottle of rum. And I want to kind of centre this a bit. No, not that bit. There's something there. That looks a good position. Okay, ancient bottle of rum. Again, black is going to be a bit too black, I think. I know that seems a strange thing to say, but it really is. Look at the image again that it's using, if I can ever find it, because it's obviously vanished. Sprite. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for all your hard work, video game. Right. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, here's my ancient bottle of rum. It just looks like a bottle of rum. I think for my font, I was pretty set. Oh, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use an impact just because it's visual. So Control S to save this, and it's going to go down to New, Assets, right click, New, Folder, Photoshop, inside Photoshop I am going to call this Template for Inventory 1024x1024. So what it is. You can be descriptive as you like. No one's died of having too much of a description, except of boredom. Right, now let's save it. So Control Shift Alt, and it's going to be a PNG. See, we've got that lovely see-through going on there. I'm going to click Save, and I am going to take it to a bit of a Lovecraftian thing on my desktop there, if you were noticing. If you didn't. Moss. Okay, and under Assets, New Folder, Inventory, images. Okay, and now I'm going to call this ancient rum. Done. Okay, so now I will close that. Bye bye. Save changes. Blah, 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 before quitting. No. Yes. Maybe. Right, so here's our ancient rum here. And what I completely forgot was that most of what I needed to do anyway was already set up over here. I mean, you know, there's the material, obviously. Okay, and so I'll just drag that over to there. Inspection settings, bottle of rum, etc., etc., etc. Take examine, dismiss. Inventory settings. There's the icon lighter fluid. Don't need that. What we do need, however, is to go to lighthouse, interactive, blah 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 blah. Where's my blueprints here? Inspect items. Hard item images. Haven't imported it yet, so import. And now if I go to my assets, and I think it is inventory stuff I was calling it, wasn't it? Here we go, one ancient bottle of rum, which interestingly has a very broken transparency, but that's okay. I'll pretend it doesn't. I'm not fixing myself a bit. So play. My goodness, an ancient bottle of rum. Alcohol's not allowed on the lighthouse. I wonder where it came from. Take. It's now in the inventory. Now if I go across, there it is there. With a little icon at the bottom. Okay, ancient bottle of rum. Good. That's what I need. And it's transparent too, so that's even better. Fantastic. I don't think I can use the ancient bottle of rum, unfortunately for us, but you know, we can pretend. It doesn't do much. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a usable item. The good thing is that obviously we can use that as our basis for other stuff. Now, oh, for heaven's sakes, back. Inspect all items. So now if I go over here to my jerry can, let's see, so base pickup item here, inspect item here, base pickup item here, blah, 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 blah. Right. So I don't actually really need to edit stuff too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my base pickup item here, okay, and then it's already got most of the stuff, but I need to change icon lighter fluid because it's not lighter fluid. So I need to go back to Photoshop, which I already closed. I'm a genius. And oop, I want to go over here to where the can is and view it. Okay, and I should be able to turn off show grid, which is important because I want to see the can and I want to see the grid. Right, not too close. There we go. And print screen. There we go. That'll be helpful. Right, now if I go down here to Photoshop, pull up my ancient bottle of rum and hide that there. Control V. Instead, I'll unhide this layer. Quite nice there, actually. Wand, delete, erase, wand, delete, erase. Let's quickly clean up the edges. There we go. Okay, I can't help but notice that's an ancient bottle of rum again because I wasn't paying attention. Jesus. My brain's on the floor. Let's try that. There. God, come on. Wand. Delete. D. There you go. So, now we know this is an ancient bottle of rum. There are some clues. This is a jerry can, however, I believe. Of diesel. Okay, and the jerry can of diesel is going to be saved. So save and jerry can of diesel. Save. Okay. No. So now what I can do is I can go back to wherever the heck it was, which was in my lighthouse, and I'm going to be in my blueprints. Hello, Saja3223. How are you? I hope you're well, even though you've left to go and do something else rather than watch this awesome stream. Hello. Right. If I go to my select all items, hide images, right click, import, jerry can diesel. There it is. Okay, back. Now I've got this. Every time I do that, I'm going to go over here, and there's the icon lighter fluid. I'm going to move this instead. There we go. Storage type, it says multiple, but really there isn't. Interactable, yeah. So, play. So now we have our jerry can, okay, and we have our bottle. Lovely. Okay, that's all good as well. And we can tab out to close it. So we picked those up. Brilliant. So next, because I'm in the process of doing this anyway, damage, look, overlap, put trigger, puzzle maker, put overlap trigger. There we go. So there's an overlap trigger just there. And I need to make sure I know where the overlap trigger is. So I've got two of these boxes on each side of it. And one there. And we'll raise them off a bit so they're big enough as well. Okay, so overlap trigger. Now what's going to happen when I overlap this trigger? Overlap durations are how long it needs to be. Not very long, I would imagine. Create new horror event. Go over here. Trigger interaction. Okay, so I should be able to have it where I've got an item in my inventory. So if I go here and take, read, put back, take what? Doesn't say. Let's take. See, this is what I call bad documentation again. Problem is, of course, that I don't think this was really very well finished. Hold ladder, leave ladder, teleport, explode, speaker sound, disarm, detected, switch channel, end of key, end of VHS, eject, insert, back, read. Utterly fucking useless. Not my language. Damage trigger, look trigger, photo trigger, put trigger. Put trigger, I'm pretty sure won't let me put anything, even though I've tried before. Required actor for put being that one there. Required number of tagged actors. Required actors for unlock, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and I'm just going to increase the size of the Z just in case it gets confused about what angle I am. Now I'll need to stand in between these two to know I'm definitely in the correct area. Let's go back to this one. I'll delete this because I'm not using it. Reminder, somebody's birthday from several years ago. Brilliant. I don't know who that is, incidentally. If that's you, happy birthday. Right, create new horror event when this happens. So let's open it up. Trigger interaction. It's going to do this once, and what it's going to do is kick off a quest. Worked, just to let me know if it worked. With a 1 second delay, just there's enough time for me to actually acknowledge that it works. Play. Okay, bad move. Bad move. Wasn't actually anywhere near where I needed to be. Okay, so place actor. Best actor. Play. Okay, I'm sort of dropping through the universe there. That's not good. Okay, so first things first. Nothing. Okay, that's good. Now I've got this canister of diesel. Okay, nothing. Brilliant. Thank heavens for that. What a highly efficient way of doing things. So, hold, let's see. I doubt this will do it. I'm curious as to why I keep looking up at space when I do this thing. Okay, there's nothing there. So this isn't working. Required number of tag actors. Okay, is this can I tag this? Where's the tags for it? Will it let me tag it? That's the wrong tag for stars. Okay. D-I-E-S-E-L. Okay. Right, so let's see if we can do it with this one. D-I-E-S-E-L. I'll just remove that. This is diesel. Not diesel. Make sure it's diesel as well. Tag. D-I-E-S-E-L. D-I-E-S-E-L. Okay, the diesel. Now I'm here. Right. Okay. So as you can see, this is definitely not open. If we do that, it is required, however. Create new horror event. This is a good point. It wouldn't know either way. Horror event then. Horror event. What it's doing, I think I'm just going to go to ping. Let's do ping. Okay, so play. Look to the skis. Okay, that was remarkably unhelpful. Okay, so there's no trigger interaction that's going to do it. Take. Okay, let's try that. Well, that was great. This is an overlap, isn't it? This is can't put this bloody thing, is it? Put trigger. Right, put trigger. Let's just enjoy the majesty that is this fucking put trigger. So, no, still okay, let's just get rid of our little put trigger. Certainly don't need a shoot trigger. Puzzle maker. Delete. Overlap trigger. Let's just overlap here, just so we're all overlapping. Okay, so create new horror event. What is this new event exactly? Trigger interaction. Take photo. Take. Let's try take. Enrollment player. Enrollment quest. Date. I'm going to shoot things with my face. Okay, so we know that's not it either. Now we do know that there's a look trigger that works. If you look at it for more than enough time, it will tell you things or do things. There's a damage trigger, overlap trigger, photo trigger, put trigger, puzzle maker, shoot trigger, controllers, doors and furnitures, physics objects, which unsurprisingly don't work at all. If you just look to the right, it's already fallen through the floor and is off into infinity. A bunch of like flipping murderers raging at me now for complaining about the code. Oh, you shouldn't complain about this. Fuck yourselves. I've seen the games you guys make and they are shit. French. Sure, it's supposed to be the overlap, not the put trigger. Look at the code. Your game instance. Object cast. Horror event check. So there's a puzzle idea here. I'm going to have to do some research. So I'll stop.